Hello everyone, my name is Delphi Kofita. So here I'm gonna share you about my presentation. And the title is contrastive analysis between English verb with the prefix this and their equivalent in English Indonesia dictionary by John M. Eccles and Hassan Shadli. So let's move to the next slide. By Professor Dr. Andes Jumanto and Delphi Kofita Chandra. And then chapter 1. A. Background of the study. In the study, researcher was interested in doing research on morphology, one of the fields of linguistics considering it has 6 types. Above, researcher want to learn more about prefixes. According to Fisiak, 1981 explained that CA as a linguistic discipline that deals with the comparison of two or more systems, a language for judging similarities and the difference between language. First language mistakes students often make self-to-rebuild or negative word that means no. According Karim 2018, the comparison of two languages is done to minimize the mistakes new learners make when learning the language they are learning. And B, limitation to the problem. Number 1 is the similarities between a contrastive analysis between English verb with prefix this and their equivalent in English Indonesia Dictionary by John M. Eccles and Hassan Sadli. And the second is the differences. And the third is the prediction of learning or translating problems based on the differences between a contrastive analysis between English verb with the prefixes this and their equivalent in English Indonesia Dictionary by John M. Eccles and Hassan Shadli. And C, statement of the problem. Number 1 is what are the similarities between English verb with the prefix this and their equivalent in English Indonesia Dictionary by John M. Eccles and Hassan Shadli. And the second is what are the differences. And the third is how are the learning or translating problems predicted based on the differences between English verb with the prefix this and their equivalent in English Indonesia Dictionary by John M. Eccles and Hassan Shadli. D. Objectives of the study. Number 1 is to find out the similarities between English verb with the prefix this and their equivalent in English Indonesia Dictionary by John M. Eccles and Hassan Shadli. And the second is to find out the differences between English verb with the prefix this. And the third is to predict the learning problems based on the differences between English verb with the prefix this and their equivalent in English Indonesia Dictionary by John M. Eccles. And E, significance of the study. Number 1 is the researcher. The process as well as the results of the researcher will be a very significant experience for the researcher, the writer of this thesis. And the second is the researcher in the areas translation studies. The researcher in the areas of translation studies can follow up the results of this research for their own researcher in translation studies. And the third is the reader in general. And the fourth is the translation practitioners and the institution like Universitas Diponegoro. Chapter 2. A. Contrastive analysis. Based on related studies, a contrastive analysis, according to Hanafi 2020, a case for non-affixes of Indonesian language and Bantu Javanese language, said that an activity of contrast analysis is comparison of the language 1 and language 2 structure with a view to identifying the differences in the two languages. And the B is the hypothesis of English verb and prefix this. English verb, according to Wall Street, a verb is a term that expresses an action, circumstances, or experience. And prefix this is, according to Twinkle 2013, a prefix is a brief cluster or string of letters that can be added to a root words. And C, a brief dictionary by John M. Eccles and Hassan Chadli. The type of dictionary used is a dictionary that uses two languages, which is English and Indonesia, to facilitate researcher in researching the prefix this word in the dictionary. The dictionary used is trusted dictionary, and many have examined this dictionary, which is the dictionary of John M. Eccles and Hassan Sadli. Using a trusted dictionary makes it easier for the researcher to examine new learners' mistake in learning English. I think that's all for me. Um, Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye and see you next time.